Hey everybody, welcome back. This is music marketing for the DIY musician, creating and executing a plan of attack on a low budget. And again, I'm going to say it, I am here to help you turn your art into a more successful business. So the next phase in the marketing process and in the research process is a SWOT analysis. So a SWOT analysis is a traditional marketing tool that stands for strengths, weaknesses, opportunities, and threats. However, I like to start with opportunities first, then do strengths, then do weaknesses, and do threats. So it's more like an OSWT analysis, okay? So let's look at what an opportunity is. An opportunity is looking out into the external marketplace and asking yourself, does anyone give a damn about my vision, okay? So essentially what it is it's asking yourself, does really anyone care? Is there a need for it? Are you just doing what somebody else has already done several years before you? Because ultimately what you want to do is you want to find a unique position in the marketplace. You want to create. You want to be an innovator. You want to take music to the next level. You don't want to just repeat what everybody else is doing. Now, I know this is very, very complicated for some of you young artists to understand because what you're used to doing is sitting in your room and creating in a vacuum. That is, you just write from whatever's from your heart, and then when it's done, you pump it out there and you hope it's going to be successful. But hope is not a strategy. I'm going to repeat, hope is not a strategy. We want to be far more methodical with our approach to your career, okay? Now, in the early stages, when you're young, if you just want to sit in your room and you want to create and then you want to throw it out there, sometimes some people are successful that way, but unfortunately, the majority of people are not. And as you get older, and as you have more responsibilities, and maybe you have a family, you can't be sitting in your room at age 35 hoping that things are going to be successful. You need a strong marketing plan of attack, okay? So first is opportunity. Next, once you've defined your opportunity, we need to ask ourselves, do we have truly the strengths to go after that opportunity? Now, this is where you have to be very, very honest with yourself and you cannot bullshit yourself, okay? Do you have the strengths? Do you have the skills? Do you have the resources? Which could also mean financial resources, manpower resources. Because if you do not, then we can define them in the next category, which is weaknesses. And the most important thing about this is asking yourself, how can we transform these weaknesses into strengths? Okay, now let me tell you a really, really quick story that I think you'll appreciate. I had a friend, great guitar player, that was making a transition in his career. He wanted to actually get more involved in licensing for film and television. So when he played me his demos, they were really, really good. However, his singing was really, really bad. And I told him that. And he got really angry with me, and he did not speak with me for many months. However, the next time I saw him, he said, I'm sorry, you were absolutely right. And what I've done now is I've used the geographic region I'm in, which was Southern California, to locate and scout out a number of really, really amazing singers that had different tones and different ranges to sing on his tracks. And now he is licensing his tracks left and right. He is doing big movies. He essentially lives in Venice and surfs all day long and has done wonderful for himself. So you have to be honest with yourself. You know, we can't lie to ourselves, all right? The next thing is what's called threats. And threats, again, is looking out into the external marketplace and asking ourselves, what are the things that can get into the way of us going after our opportunities? So some of those things might be visa issues, let's just say. These are things that we can't control in the marketplace. If you are from another country and you want to stay in the United States to pursue your career, you really can't just pretend that that is not an issue. We really have to ask ourselves, how are we going to mitigate that risk? How are we going to reduce that risk and find a way to reach our goals, okay? So again, this is called the SWOT analysis. OSWT, opportunity, strengths, weaknesses, and threats. You take all of that, you put it into a paragraph. There's a template in the book that will show you how to do that, so you definitely want to make sure to use the template in the back of that chapter. And this is a tool that's used by some of the most innovative companies in the business, and now you can use it too. Okay, so my name is Bobby Borg, and again, remember, I am here to help you take your art and turn it into a more successful business. We're now going to look at the next phase in the research process, which is your customers. Hang in there, stay tuned, come back. Bye-bye.